Yeah, that's Gucci. So and today Fendi. So
It's hot. Hey guys.
She sounds like Michael Jackson.
Hey. That's what Britney Spears says.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oops, I did it again. Hee hee.
Oops, I did it again, y'all. Hey.
that actually kind of sounds like Britney. Like if I close my eyes, I could have sworn she was right there.
I forget how to start. I hate starting these things.
Starting is the hardest part.
It is. It's so good when you're like in it, in the zone. Like, but it's really hard when, you know, you're like looking for things to say. It's like, oops, I did it again. And like sometimes you just feel like a slave for you. You want me to hit you, baby, one more time?
Please don't.
I really want to keep going, but we're going to stop.
You're too good at this, Nick.
Hey, it's Nikki Jensen.
And Brie Piccone.
And we're
Late to the Party,
a podcast about film, fashion, and pop culture from two best friends mentally still in 2002. Yeah. Today we're discussing Crossroads, starring Britney Spears, y'all, Taryn Manning, and Zoe Saldana. Oh, and Kim Cattrall.
Oh yeah, Kim Cattrall. She's there for like 2 seconds.
Maybe 6 lines of dialogue. At most.
I wonder how much money she got for that.
Well, like, the rumor at the time... Did you hear about the rumor at the time where she was, like... Britney Spears was going to be on Sex and the City, and they were going to do, like, a little trade-off situation?
No! I did not hear this.
Yeah. Well, you know, Britney Spears loves Sex and the City.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
I mean, who doesn't, you know?
It's true.
But, so wait, they were going to trade... But Kim Cattrall is not really... in charge of that kind of stuff, right?
Not really. That was just like the rumor at the time. Maybe it was like hoping, since like Kim Cattrall would be in Crossroads, Britney Spears would be on Sex and the City.
It's like wishful thinking. Didn't work out.
I mean, it was one of those like IMDb facts as well, which I feel like sometimes people just put in there just to
kind of like Wikipedia.
Yeah. Like Wikipedia tickling, like how to lose a guy in 10 days.
Oh yeah.
Which, like, I always thought it came out in February, but then I saw on Twitter the other day that someone Wikipedia tickled that it came out on the 27th of January.
I'm really confused. Yeah, I thought it was February.
Same. But, like, I remember it being February, like, in real life. Like, we were alive in 2003.
Yeah, you have a really good memory, too. So,
especially when it comes to movies.
Yeah.
I feel like I know a Kate Hudson rom-com. I know those stats. But...
Tell him.
I guess. I feel like, though, like, Twitter does that thing where it just will say, like, oh, it's the anniversary of this, and people just, like, glob onto it.
Yeah, people glob onto anything on Twitter, honestly. I take it with a grain of salt.
It's true. I haven't heard a lot about Crossroads on Twitter, though.
Yeah, and why not?
Well, I feel like this movie's forgotten. Like, even I forget about Crossroads.
Honestly, same. Like, but it's such a good movie. Like, it's really good. Like,
did you like Crossroads?
Yeah. I mean, you mean this time around?
Yeah, this time around.
Yeah. I feel like every time I've watched it, I like it more. I've only really seen it like 2 or 3 times, though. Like a few years ago, you introduced me to Crossroads. Like, I don't remember it existing, to be honest, until you brought it to my attention. So
you know how hard it is. Well, you know how hard it is to find Crossroads.
Yeah, like on streaming or yeah.
Which, I mean, do you think that's like a licensing thing? Like, because they use like
Britney Spears, probably something with her name. I don't know. I think it has something to do with her being in it. I don't know. And the conservatorship. I don't know. I just think there's something up with it, like legally. I don't know. Maybe.
Interesting. Like an Aaliyah situation where the estate or whatever. I know she's not dead, but
maybe.
I don't know. I'm like, maybe it's like a Jamie Spears thing, or maybe I was thinking like because they use so many songs. So like they use like Bye 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 and like Man I Feel Like a Woman and Cheryl. Like there's so many songs, like just hit songs. Maybe they can't get the licensing for all of them on streaming.
Oh, yeah. I always forget about that aspect of streaming. But the soundtrack is so good, and I wish it was like an actual soundtrack. Like I wish they released it, but I guess you can always make your own on Spotify. But
I mean, people have as they should.
I started to.
No, the songs are so good, but it is crazy that this movie is so forgotten. You can't look up a soundtrack on Spotify. You can't stream that. Like, we watched this movie on a DVD separately.
Mm-hmm.
A DVD that I got it was called Movie Land in Virginia Beach. So just like a movie rental store.
I love that.
I do too, except the fact that I let you borrow my Crossroads. You got to watch the whole thing, and I'm not gonna lie, the DVD crapped out on me.
I'm sorry, Nick. I'll get you a new one.
Well, it's okay. You just will have to, when we talk about this movie and we get to the end, just know that I could not watch the ending of Crossroads, so it's gonna be straight from memory.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do remember it a lot. It's like one of those movies I forget until, like, it's like one of those dreams. You know what I mean? Like those things from your youth.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. This movie, it's like, I feel like it's like so pure. Like, it's like, I don't know. How can you not like this movie? And I don't know. I love that they make a friendship pact.
Well, isn't it like Britney Spears' she like and her team worked to create Crossroads, and like she had the idea.
Yeah. And then they kind of gave it to Shonda Rhimes, right? And
Shonda Rhimes.
Shonda
Rhimes.
I don't know. I like to add an R in there. My bad.
Shonda Rhimes of Grey's Anatomy fame, which I've never seen Grey's Anatomy.
Same. Like, not, I've seen like a episode or two, but I was never like hardcore with it. But I know like was it Private Practice? Was that one that she was behind?
Never seen Private Practice?
I don't know, but pretty much everything she's behind is like a hit, right? Like with everyone agrees.
Yeah. No, I think that's what they say on those, like the ABC like lineups are probably like, everyone agrees Shonda Rhimes creates a hit.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever seen anything created by Shonda Rhimes.
Well, what else did she create?
She did Scandal? No, was it How to Get Away with Murder?
Ooh.
One of those.
I wanted to see that one so bad, but I never did.
I remember, were you there when, like, back in college we met the one actor from How to Get Away with Murder?
I think so.
He was so annoying.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
I wanted to meet Viola Davis.
I know, she wasn't there.
That's who I wanted to meet.
Anyways.
It was disappointing.
I digress. But, like, so did you see... you didn't see Crossroads when it came out?
I feel like I didn't even know it was a thing. Like,
At all?
I don't remember... somehow... I don't know if I was just, like, really sheltered, but somehow I, like, missed it being a thing. And then when I found out later, I'm like, wait, Britney Spears was in a movie? How did I not know this? I'm serious.
Wow. Like, Crossroads to me was like, it's one of those things where this is like Britney, like I'm a slave for you era Britney Spears. And she's on the top of the world. I think like she was even like Forbes in 2002. She was Forbes like #1 most like famous person.
Mm-hmm.
So she was just everywhere. And I was a big Britney stan, especially like I was like the prime age. I was like 7.
Mm-hmm.
So this era of Britney, just like, I was just like all about her.
Is this your favorite Britney era?
100%.
You had the Britney CD too, right?
Oh, yeah. Like, first day had to go to like the FYE in the mall.
I feel like this album, like the Britney era, is like a little underrated. Just like a tad. Like, I know it's up there in a lot, but a lot of people's lists, it's not like #1, but I feel like maybe it could be the best.
It's my favorite era. Like, people really are like all about Baby One More Time and Oops, which I get it. But Britney's my favorite era. And then In the Zone, I think, is very underrated as well.
I agree.
But yes, this is my favorite Britney era. And she's on top of the world. She's like the most famous person. She's like just doing the most too. This is the most like creatively in control she is. I don't know. Love to see it.
Yeah. Isn't she like coming into her own, like her womanhood and all that? Like,
yeah. And she's like experimenting in this era with like hip hop and like certain music. Like the album was mostly produced by the Neptunes, and she's working with like Pharrell, and
Oh yeah, isn't there also like there's like a remix of Overprotected?
The Dark Child remix?
Yeah.
The superior version of
Oh,
Overprotected. My
really?
favorite
You think
Britney
it's
Spears
superior?
song? Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree, but I don't know. Like, they are both good. And, like, the music video for the Dark Child remix is also pretty good. Like, I guess it's more of a club banger, maybe. You could...
I love it. Overprotected's my favorite Britney Spears song.
It's so good.
And the music video where she's, like, seeing all the headlines of her, like, and the walls are, like, actually caving in. And she has the flowy sleeves, like Stevie Nicks style.
I love that music video. I think I like that one, and then I'm a Slave for You. They kind of go... They trade off.
Neck and neck.
Yeah.
And then Boys, which she did that remix with Pharrell.
Yeah. I love the hip-hop factor in this album. Like, just the different beats.
I do too. I really love this era, like the 2001 to 2002, like pop girly era where like her and like, I think even like Mandy Moore, they were like, oh, what's the thing to do to like make me seem sexy?
Yeah.
This was like pre like Miley Cyrus on a pole at the Kids' Choice Awards and like.
Yeah. You had to show your belly button. That was how you did it. Pierce
Your belly button. Mm-hmm. Be sweaty.
Yes.
Be in a club.
Mm-hmm.
Put some like Arabian Nights, like do 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 do, like things.
Yeah.
Like in your songs.
Definitely. And maybe some Arabian dances as well.
Yes, they always, all the choreography was like, ready, come and get it. Kind of like Selena Gomez.
Basically.
Maybe that's the reason why Selena Gomez is thriving right now, because during her I'm about to turn 18 sexy era, she said, let's appropriate genies.
Is that the key to success? Appropriating genie culture?
Yes. Genie in a bottle, baby.
Yeah.
So
everyone does it, I guess.
Yeah.
Every pop star's career has to appropriate a genie at some point.
Yes. What were we talking about though? Oh no. I was very aware of Crossroads when it came out. Mm-hmm. I wasn't allowed to see it.
Aw.
But I was very aware.
Is it PG-13?
I think so. Yeah, I
probably
was just
like
not
themes. I feel like they don't show anything, but there's some like dark themes in this movie. Like, it's a very lighthearted movie, but it's like it tackles some issues that are like, ooh.
I know it like tickles hard issues, like a Lifetime movie.
Yeah,
like it does a little.
It's like a Lifetime movie.
Yeah, this movie is a lot more heavy, but I think it was just the whole PG-13 factor. But yeah, no. Do you remember like Scholastic book fairs?
Yes.
So when this movie was about to come out, Scholastic came out with the Crossroads Diary.
What?
Which was like a book all about the behind the scenes of Crossroads and about Britney Jean Spears, y'all. And I was all about it. So I read that like front to back for
So before you saw the movie, you read like the book, like the behind the scenes?
Mm-hmm. And so it was between this one and there was another Britney Spears Scholastic book, because I always knew that Britney Spears was working on a movie. And at the time it was called What Friends Are For.
Okay.
And morphed into Crossroads.
Yeah.
So as a Britney stan, I was very aware of this movie. Just not allowed to see it.
Oh.
And then when I finally saw it, I saw it like, I was like 10 on VHS. I probably popped it into my Hello Kitty TV. And I was just like, oh, I'm cool. And I'm a teenager now because I get to see Crossroads.
That's a vibe. I know. I remember like seeing a PG-13 movie. If you weren't already 13, you're like, ooh. It's like, yeah, you felt like you were like getting away with something. I don't know.
For sure. I mean,
I'm a teen now.
Yes. I mean, dare I say, PG-13 movies like before you're 13, very seminal in like creating who you're going to be as an adult.
Definitely.
I would like to say I'm more of a Lucy or a Mimi. Or not a Mimi. Oh, a kid.
I know.
Not
Mimi's
a Mimi.
Probably the one you don't want to be. No
Yeah.
offense to Mimi. It's just she has some hard hands that she's dealt. Yeah.
Maybe a Ben. Maybe I'd want to be Ben. People think I'm a killer.
Yeah. We all want to be Ben. Like,
all want to be Ben.
the car that he has.
He has some cool sunglasses.
Yeah.
So many cool sunglasses in this film.
So many cool bucket hats.
Oh my god, the bucket hat.
Handkerchiefs.
Yes. Mimi does rock a bandana.
She does.
I'll give her that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Crossroads opened February 15th, 2002, and it's directed by Tamara Davis and written by Shonda Rhimes, which I didn't know Tamara Davis directed Billy Madison.
Wait, really?
That's a factoid I heard that I don't know if it's correct. I should probably check.
Yeah.
Check myself before I wreck myself. Let's see. Billy Madison.
I just assumed all of like Adam Sandler's movies are directed by him, but I don't know if that makes sense.
It's directed by Tamara Davis.
Wow. What a genius.
Yep, she directed Billy Madison. Oh, she did music videos.
Oh, for who?
For Sonic Youth, NWA, Black Flag. Okay, so she has a working relationship or had a working relationship with MTV.
Okay.
And this movie is produced by MTV.
That makes sense. You know, I heard like for Crossroads that like originally Britney didn't want to sing in it at all. Like she just was going to act and didn't want it to be like one of those movies where she had to sing. But I guess she came around. I mean, I feel like all the music in this movie really works.
I think so. Like, I think this movie is so... I'm trying to say this in a nice... It's going to probably come off like super shady, and I mean it in a good way. But it's very derivative.
Yeah? How so?
Of like every like 90s road trip movie. Like, I can see a little Thelma and Louise. I can see a lot of, you know... X, Y, and Z, like, rom-com. Like, it has all these staples. Like, it hits all the beats.
Yeah.
Like, there's a buddy coming-of-age road trip.
Mm-hmm.
She leaves her dad.
Her dad, yeah. You know, it kind of reminds me of the dynamic in, like, Coyote Ugly just a bit. Like
100%. This is Coyote Ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd is just, like, a sub for John Goodman.
Basically.
Yeah. I think Coyote Ugly... I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know. I want to be very bold and I can't do that to Brit because I do like this movie. It is derivative, but it hits all like the stereotypical beats.
Yeah.
In a good way. Like, it's everything I like in a movie. Mm-hmm. And I feel like from listening and like reading about Britney Spears and her journey with Crossroads, like, I get it. Like, Britney Spears is very inspired by, like, Madonna. Like, she's, you know, growing up during the 90s and seeing all these movies and just kind of course, like, you gotta have, like, a singing in your bedroom in your underwear scene. Like,
obviously. Check. Yeah. I mean, right. That is a really common, like, yeah, we see that in a lot of movies, but.
You gotta go on a road trip with your friends and sing along to the music.
Yep.
Is that necessary to, like, move the plot along? No.
Yeah, they have, like, 3 different scenes where they're singing in the car, but I love every single one.
I do, too. And, like, yeah, you have to have a story where, like, you're shy to go up and sing, but then you kill it, and you wear something hot.
Yep.
And you gotta go to prom.
Yeah.
Like, and graduation. They did that all in, like, 2 scenes in this movie.
And there has to be a live band.
Oh, yes. There has to be, like in Jawbreaker, they had the Donnas.
I had a question. Like, how realistic is that? Who has live bands for their proms and stuff? Like, I think we just had a DJ and like the cha-cha slide for mine. You know what I mean? Like, very simple.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we did go to high school in the 2010s.
Oh, yeah. You think things were different, maybe?
Well, in the 2010s... It was very, like, David Guetta-fied. I don't know if you guys remember?
Like, so, like, fist bumping.
So I feel like the teachers and everyone on the prom committee really lucked out because they didn't have to pay some, like, shitty high school band to be the prom band because they were like, oh, man, well, people really love Calvin Harris because it's, like, 2012. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Are you okay, man?
I was thinking about David Guetta. This is for you, France. And then
for you, France or Friends?
There was a shooting in France, and David Guetta was like doing a charity event, and he's like, "This one's for all the people that got shot or whatever," and then he comes in, and he's like, the crowd is like,
Wow. That's beautiful.
All of a sudden, I just see Ben dying.
"You can't bring up that guy without me thinking about it. I'm so sorry."
What were we talking about?
Prom bands.
Anyways.
Just like this movie having like stereotypical like things like you're saying it's kind of derivative and like
prom bands?
Yeah, like prom bands or like, you know, the movie has like, you know, singing in the car. Anything else really?
There's a teen pregnancy. There's betrayal. There's a love. I don't know if it's like because like being a young person or it's because Crossroads was so seminal in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But like this is how I assumed I would like, you know, have a love interest. Like we'd meet some random circumstance and then like fall in love and like be in a hotel alone together for some random reason.
Yeah, that's how it would happen.
Yeah.
We'd go on this road trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Realize we're like soulmates. But you hadn't heard about Crossroads or anything.
Somehow I missed. I don't know where I was. I was under a rock, clearly. I mean, there were other movies that came out in 2002. Maybe I was just watching those. I remember distinctly going to the movies to see Clock Stoppers.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Low key. People forget about that movie.
That's another forgotten one. Yeah. I feel like we need to talk about that at some point.
I agree.
Back to light, you know? Never forget.
If there's one thing I want to, like my mission in life or like my mission or our mission with this podcast, I think it is to make Clock Stoppers and Master of Disguise like known and loved. I think
spread the word.
You know how like Josie and the Pussycats and even Crossroads to some extent, everyone like has come together and realized like, oh, it's not so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Master of Disguise, I think we're due for a Dana Carvey renaissance.
I think so. Yeah.
But that did not come out this week. So box office, February 15th to 17th, 2002. So number 1 was John Q with Denzel Washington.
Oh, I have no idea what that is. Not gonna lie.
I've seen the movie poster. That's all I know.
Gotcha.
And then number 2 was Crossroads.
That's amazing. That's great, right?
It is. Like Crossroads, while it wasn't critically a hit, it was a hit because we were in Britney mania.
Yeah.
Yeah. Build that they will come.
I was just gonna say, I wish that she made more movies. Like, I feel like she's an underrated actor. Like, you know, when she was like on SNL or like anything she's like acted in, like I think she has like a sense of humor and a charm to her that really shows on screen, and it comes off as pretty like authentic and not too cheesy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sometimes cheesy enough. I don't know.
I agree. She's not a bad actress.
She's not bad, because you see some people like act that do other things, like, and
yeah, I mean, we watched movies on this podcast and talked about them where the actors,
Demi Lovato,
Hilary Duff.
Yeah,
I feel like Britney Spears is like the founding father of like the Disney stars or like the teeny bopper stars. But Britney Spears can act.
I think she can. Yeah, I think she deserves more credit for her acting.
I think so. I mean, especially in the like really emotional scenes, she does a good job.
Yeah. I almost forget it's Britney. Like, obviously it's Britney, but she plays this like normal girl so well. Like, she just seems down to earth.
Because I think Britney Spears is. I think that's why we loved Britney so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 3 at the box office was another. Like, I didn't think this movie came out in theaters, but it was Peter Pan 2 Return to Neverland.
Yeah, I don't really remember that very well. Like, it's like kind of like, I sort of remember it, but
it seems like a straight to DVD situation, or like that's how I always interpreted all those, like Pocahontas 2 or Lion King 1.5, you know?
Yeah.
But number 4 was Big Fat Liar, which is probably where I was this weekend.
I remember that movie, like, vaguely, but like I feel like I want to watch it again. I think I've only seen it the one time, but I remember being like, this movie's great.
So fun. Yeah. I loved it when they took like Paul Giamatti and like turned him blue.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And they had this like Velcro wall where they like put the Velcro suit on and like ran and jumped on the wall.
Yeah. I always wanted a room like that.
Collateral Damage, A Beautiful Mind, Heart's War, Black Hawk Down, Super Troopers, and then rounding out the top 10 was Snow Dogs.
Snow Dogs was a great movie.
Yeah?
Yeah. It
Care to elaborate?
I don't know. I remember being emotional. I remember being like, the Snow Dogs saved the day. I don't know.
Is that the one with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Yeah. I've never seen it.
I saw that at the end.
Maybe that's why it was so good.
How is it?
I loved movies as a kid, and I remember like being like indifferent. Like this, like particularly indifferent.
Wow, I loved it. I remember it having the effect of like, I don't know, maybe like a Marley and Me situation, or like
Whoa,
Air Buddies. I don't know. Somewhere it falls somewhere in that realm. Emotional dog movies.
Air Buddies? Does Air Bud die?
No, I don't think that was that emotional. It's just uplifting.
Gotcha.
It has the upliftingness of Air Buddies and the sadness of Marley.
I remember seeing Marley and Me and wanting to kill myself.
I don't actually think I saw Marley and Me, but I read it. But it was like, I think I skipped some of it and read to the end. I was like, I can't read this. Like, this is too depressing. Why is everyone loving this?
I saw the movie and I just like felt so embarrassed because I like could not stop crying.
Yeah.
But C'est la vie. I don't know, 2002, man.
Yeah. It was a good year.
It was a good year for movies.
Mm-hmm.
And a good year for music. Like, I found out the number 1 song in the country when Crossroads came out was Always on Time. Ja Rule and Ashanti.
Oh, I love that song. I still sing it to myself all the time.
When you're on time?
Yeah. No, you know, I'm not on time a lot. I sing it, but like, I mean, I'm most of the times there when people call, but I'm not always on time. It's something I need to work on.
You being 15 minutes late for work, being like, I'm always on time.
Sometimes I'm on my way to work, yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Just sing it like you're late for someone's like wedding. And you're just like, I'm always on time.
That song does seem to either play in the car for me or just in my mind when I'm running late. I don't know why. I guess it's just a joke. Just like the universe and I have.
I like it. I low-key hear Ja Rule just being like, baby, sometimes to me. I put it on me. I don't know.
Yeah. Same. You like try to fall asleep at night. Girl, put it on me.
100%. And if I'm just like sitting alone with my thoughts, it's just like Ja Rule.
Oh.
But yeah. I guess SJP was on the cover of Vogue this month.
Oh, yeah.
Alicia Keys just won 6 Grammys.
That's amazing.
The Fallen. That album. And the Winter Olympics was going on. Which is the only Winter Olympics besides 2006 that I remember.
I totally meant to look this up, but it slipped my brain. So what... Let me see. What was going on with the Winter Olympics that year? That was...
I don't remember. I know it was held in Salt Lake City. But I had a lot on my brain, Brie.
Yeah, like
Crossroads
what is it
was about to come out.
Stuck out? Is it just because the crossroads of it all?
I just knew it was going on at the time.
Yeah.
But, you know.
You're just really focused on the Olympics this time around.
No, yeah, I think I like watched a lot more appointment viewing TV maybe in 2002. So it probably came on like before or after Survivor is my guess.
Okay, yeah. Well, I used to tune into like the Olympic, like the ice skating all the time.
Like in the 90s, Michelle Kwan.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, oh, what was happening? Like who was skating? Like maybe I'll remember, you know?
I mean, in my mind, Michelle Kwan is still like
she's always she never stops. She's
like baby. She like skates to always on time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's also what I picture.
Same. Oh, this is peak Britney and Justin.
Oh yeah.
So like, I remember them going to this premiere, and she's wearing the cute newsboy hat, and they look so happy and in love.
Oh, wow.
But
yeah, just for that moment, I guess.
In that one, moment in time, which I think is so cute, though, that I guess Justin Timberlake was on set a lot, and like the first needle drop for this movie. Well, besides Open Your Heart, but she kind of sings that that's not really a needle drop. But Bye Bye Bye.
Yes. They're all singing in the car. I love that scene.
I think that's like a cute, like, Britney Spears, for this being her debut movie role, it is a lot more subtle than I think people do these types of things nowadays. Like, the product placement, like, isn't too overt. Like, she's, like, subtle. She's not, like, there's no joke in the script about her being in love with NSYNC.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I think it's just, like, cute. It's a simpler time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What else? Well, I do know, like, a lot of the actors decided to take this job, like, even Kim Cattrall, because they were just intrigued to work with Britney.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, if I was an actor and I had the chance, like, hell yeah.
Well, it's crazy, like, Anson Mount, who plays her love interest, the only reason he took this job was because Robert De Niro said you should work with Britney Spears.
Robert De Niro?
Because they were working together on a movie, like City by the Sea, I think, and then... Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, if Robert De Niro gives you advice, take it.
But it's crazy that he was like, his advice was you should work with Britney Spears.
Wow. I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Tell me something he's been wrong about, you know?
Nothing.
Joaquin Phoenix begs to differ.
What do you mean?
With Robert De Niro. Did you see the Joker? Never mind, bad joke.
Oh. I did see the Joker.
Yeah.
That's what Robert De Niro was wrong about.
He wasn't wrong.
No, he wasn't. Yeah. But that's what I was saying, not in the Joker's eyes.
Gotcha.
Not to Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Him as a person, not as like the character Joker.
Oh. Isn't the Joker 2 coming out at some point?
With Lady Gaga.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
Same.
She's another one that can act.
She's my favorite pop star turned actor. What?
Her as Mario?
It's me, Lady Gaga.
Yeah, sorry.
Which, do you notice something?
What? Timothy Chalamet. It's not on camera. You'd have to lift them up.
Oh
man.
We thought it was on camera the whole time.
Timothy.
Oh, that was good. Wait, did she
Ba-da-boom.
voice Mario or did she do an impersonation?
No, I don't know.
No, there's a meme of her.
Oh, it's a me.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Never mind. I know what you're talking about. I just didn't know because I saw this post about there being like an AI Mario and someone asking it like questions and kind of, I don't know. We're not going to talk about AI like that because you know how it gets, but just it had to do with Mario. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry to derail.
Well, do you just want to get into like the plot of it?
Yeah, do you want to say the
Yeah, I'll give us a
plot?
synopsis. I didn't really do that last time, but I'll do it this time. So this is the story of three childhood friends, Lucy, Britney Spears, Kit, played by Zoe Saldana, and Mimi Taryn Manning, who after 8 years apart rediscover their friendship on a cross-country trip. With barely a plan, practically no money, but plenty of dreams, the girls catch a lift with Mimi's handsome friend Ben, played by Anson Mount, in his convertible. Along the way, they not only gather experiences that will change their lives, but they also discover how important it is to hold on to their heart's desires. It's powerful stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know about that synopsis. I mean, yeah, I guess it's true.
I feel like
It's a little wordy.
Yeah, I feel like Google, it's always almost what
it's always
the
there when
movie's
you
about.
call. It's
Always on time. It might not be accurate,
yeah,
but
it's close. So,
yeah. Oh, the cool thing about this movie is it's directed by a female. It's written by a female. It has a mostly female cast.
I love that.
It's an African American screenwriter and a female producer.
Honestly, ahead of its time.
I think and I know that there were cooks in the kitchen, but I feel like Britney Spears from like 2000 to 2004, it's like unstoppable. Like she's really like coming into her own, and she's trying movies, and she's getting experimental with music. And I think that even if it's her team or whatever, but there has to be, if all these females in 2002, that's like crazy for like, it's no coincidence. And I don't know. I think it's like a real shame that we didn't get to see Britney Spears grow anymore, because it is really cool that, like, yes, this movie wasn't like a critical success, like a critical darling.
Yeah.
But she's going for things. She's using her, name, like her recognition, to like put out cool things and give like women and African American women like opportunities, and like, I don't know, I think it's cool.
It is cool. I agree.
Yeah.
Well, this movie, were people expecting her to be like more sexy or something? Like,
I think so. I think from what I've gathered, and like the reviews are very misogynistic.
Yeah, I feel like this whole era of Britney, like just the treatment of her in the press and stuff, was very misogynistic. And
yeah,
I don't know.
I agree. Like, on one hand, she's doing like "I'm a slave for you," and that's like, people aren't happy with her being so sexual.
Yeah.
But then there's like Crossroads, where they're almost like, well, why is she playing like the sweet girl? She's not like sexy enough. This movie isn't about sex enough.
Yeah. I definitely think there's a weird like dynamic or something, but like, I remember like her in interviews just being like, I'm not a role model. Like, I feel like we put so much pressure on her, or just like young girls in general. Like, there's always this thing of like, either you're like, you're not sexy enough, or you're, whoa, that's too much. Kind of like, when we watch Showgirls, like the whole, what's her name?
Elizabeth Berkley?
Elizabeth Berkley, like kind of the Elizabeth Berkley effect, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little more extreme, I guess, her kind of coming into her own after being on a kid's show. But, and I think in some ways we just maybe put these things on like women or young girls. I don't know. It's like, there's always something wrong. Kind of like when Britney addresses it later, when she's like,
I would say it's kind of similar to Miley Cyrus and her journey. I think the only person that comes close to kind of, being able to be an equal to a Britney Spears is a Miley Cyrus, because she was so huge as Hannah Montana, and she's on top now, and she got to go through all the ups and downs, and a lot of people in the beginning wanting her to be very innocent, and then every little thing she did was criticized. So then she overcorrected.
Yeah.
And was just like twerking on Robin Thicke and like going crazy. Crazy. And then now, you know, she's
now
respected.
Everyone loves her and respect. Yeah.
For her music and her voice. And I think like the thing when we talk about Britney Spears, there's always that elephant in the room because like, yeah, she's not dead.
Right.
But like, she's had a lot of her life stripped away from her.
Yeah, I feel like in this movie, like her character, it reminded me of like her real life a bit. Like, you know, like in the scene where she's like, oh, like she's talking to her dad after graduation. She's like, I was valedictorian, but I never did all these things I wanted to do. Like I never stayed out late or whatever, all these things. Like, I'm like, is that a metaphor for her life in a way? Like, I don't know. I got really existential thinking about it. I was like, I don't know.
But then she gets to do stuff in the movie and it, you know.
That's true. Yeah. So maybe not. I don't know. I don't want to get too dark.
Yeah, no, and I feel like life was very good for Britney. Like, even her messing up with K-Fed, it's just people just only seeing, like, dollar signs in their eyes.
Yeah.
You know, but
this movie's, like, I don't know. It's just, it's so good.
Well, this is one of these movies, like, if we're gonna, like, just dive into Crossroads. Crossroads is one of those movies where the movie opens with the three girls, Kit, Mimi, and Lucy, played by Britney Spears. And they have this wish box of all their dreams and their wishes and like things that symbolize it.
Yeah.
I feel like my wish box, or my 2002 time capsule, at least.
Your capsule?
My capsule, at least would have like Crossroads.
Nick, why didn't we make a wish box? Like, we made a best friend pact.
We did.
But we never did, like, we never buried a box of wishes.
I don't know. I mean, people even did, like, time capsule boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Oh.
No. Did you?
No.
I missed it.
I love the idea of time capsule boxes, though.
I did one in elementary school with my class.
What'd you put in there?
Yeah, what'd you put in?
A Beyblade.
Everything goes back to Beyblades.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I put a Beyblade in there. It was like 2004. Something like that. Beyblade was huge.
Wow. Did it symbolize something, though? Like, because in this movie, like, they all put in, like one girl puts in the keychain
of the world.
The world.
Because she wants to see the world.
Yeah, did it symbolize something?
See, they asked us to pick something that was like emblematic of that year. And a couple people put in like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and like a couple people put in, probably their favorite CD from that year, or something. And I put in a Beyblade.
That's cool. I mean,
what would be in your 2002 time like capsule box? I would put like a Crossroads VHS. And I would probably put, it's 2002, I'd probably put like a Bath and Body Works roll-on body glitter.
Clock Stoppers on VHS.
Stolen from a Blockbuster.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember writing a letter to Santa once asking for a watch that actually would stop time. I was so disappointed when it didn't. I was like, this is just a stopwatch. That's not the same.
They tried. Santa tried.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's in your box?
Oh, what's in my box? Definitely, probably still a Beyblade.
Still a Beyblade.
It's 2002. So maybe like a Game Boy Advance. I might put a Game Boy Advance in there. I don't know what Pokemon I would have been playing, but maybe Pokemon Sapphire. That might have been 2003. So I might have still been playing like Pokemon Silver.
That was a good one.
Time. Yeah.
Oh, so it starts out the time capsule box. Their wishes,
yes.
Their wish box. And they're like, we're going to be friends forever. They bury it. And they're supposed to, like, on high school graduation night at midnight, they're supposed to come back and dig it up.
Yes.
And then they said they'd be friends forever. but they're in high school. They kind of go
They
their separate
separate.
ways, different social circles, whatever.
Yeah, Lucy is like the valedictorian, and she's smart, and her boyfriend's Justin Long, or her lab partner. I'm a little unclear about their relationship.
Yeah, I think they're just really good friends, or they kind of did seem like, but they can't be, because like at the end they're not. She doesn't really break up with him or something.
No, but they do make it for like a V card pack.
They do.
That they would do it before graduation.
And she's like, I'm not feeling it. she decides, she's like, But
yeah, so like on graduation, they like undo the box, and they've all gone their separate ways.
Yeah, which I think it's interesting. You kind of think it's going to be Lucy to be the one that is the glue or whatever, but it's actually Mimi.
Yeah, she's pregnant.
Yeah, she's the one that's like, come on guys, are you coming? And Kit is kind of like stuck up and kind of like, I don't know, I think she's a little jealous of Lucy. I think she's like,
oh really?
Yeah, because she's like, oh, you think you're so perfect or something. She says something to her in the hallway, and it's like, whoa, chill.
Kit's kind of like a mean girl.
Yeah,
like
she's popular.
Yeah. She looks straight out of Jawbreaker, like fashion-wise.
Oh my gosh, she does. I love her outfits.
She looks like... I never went into that store as a kid, but do you remember Deb? The store Deb?
Yeah.
She looks like the epitome of like a mannequin.
The mannequin and the...
Deb.
Yeah. Honestly, the mannequins always, like, caught my eye.
That's what I thought, like, teen style was going to be.
Same.
But then we got David Guetta.
Yeah.
So...
It is what it is.
Yeah, we got Indie Sleaze and David Guetta, not Deb.
It's a shame.
Rats. But yeah, so yeah, they like I want to say unearth its box. But yeah, well basically Lucy, does she have any dreams? But her dad dreams of her being a doctor.
Yeah, but that's not really... her dream was to find her mom. That was she put the locket into the box. That was like her dream. Other than that, we don't know.
Well, she wants to find her mom.
Yeah.
And Kit wants to be a bride.
Yeah, because she puts in the bridal Barbie.
And Mimi
wants to see the world
and be a singer.
Yeah, that's so interesting that she like wants it. Like that's such a random little, oh yeah, and I want to be a singer. I don't know.
I mean, this movie, I like it because it is like a teenage girl sat down with someone, a writer, Shonda Rhimes, and said,
Literally.
Shonda Rhimes? Shonda?
I thought it was Shonda?
Shonda Rhimes.
Have I got you saying it
Shonda.
wrong? Nikki?
Shonda.
Yeah.
It sounds like Sean Paul. Like
Shonda Paul.
I'm about to do something.
Shonda Paul,
Jodie and Rebecca.
No, it's Jodie and Rebecca.
That was good.
Thanks.
Man,
Someone knows their Shonda Paul.
Chandra Paul.
Shonda Paul.
Shonda Paul. Shonda Rhimes. Shonda Paul. Anyways,
oh, man.
He was also really big in 2002.
Literally, yeah.
So,
I don't really care what people say.
Just give him the light. I don't know.
You guys are like turning into Sean Paul super fans.
I've never not been with a Sean Paul super fan.
Get busy. Anyways, what was I saying?
You were saying that it's literally like a teenage girl sat down
with Sean.
With Sean Paul?
Sean Paul.
It's like a teenager literally sat down with Shonda Rhimes.
Yes.
And stop, Ben.
I'm not.
You're looking at the screen laughing.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
Okay, so it's like a teenager sat down with Shonda Rhimes and was like, you know what I think would be cool, y'all? If this happens. And then we're at prom. And then we're at graduation. And then we like have a dream box. And then we go on a road trip. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. I love it, like, how it's like the girls are kind of reluctant, even after digging up the box, like, whatever. They're like, oh, you want to go on this road trip? That's stupid. Why would you do something like that? Like,
yeah,
they're haters.
Because Mimi wants to go and audition to be a singer or for like a record contract.
Yeah. I mean, she's kind of doing the most, at least at the beginning. Like, she's going for things. So you have to admire that. And she's pregnant.
She is. It's
she's not letting it stop her.
Events, yeah.
Yeah.
And they think she's or like, not a deadbeat, but they're like judging her for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yet she actually knows what she's going to do after high school. She's going to be a singer.
Yeah. Well,
even
she
though
thinks.
She gets stage fright. She didn't account for that. It wasn't really thought through.
Also relatable. That's also like a teenage girl thing.
Yes. I like that. I do like even the bad things about this movie, I really love.
Yeah.
Like, I love how this is just like a teenage girl's dream.
Yeah.
So they decide to go on a road trip.
Yeah.
So Mimi could be a singer. And then Lucy's like, so I can go to Arizona and you can drop me off and let me see my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And Kit, her boyfriend, is in college in LA. So it's like perfect.
Right. She's like, oh, I'll catch him. Because she keeps trying to like talk to him and see him. And he's kind of giving her the runaround. She's like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Yes.
Like low key. She's like, all right. He's like, I don't have time for you. She's like, all right, bet.
I'm going to see you.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Because she wants to be a bride, gosh darn it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I know it's Louisiana, but that's kind of crazy to be like, I'm graduating high school and I'm engaged.
It's a little, yeah, it's kind of a lot. And he's in LA already. I don't know.
It's a lot, but
you know, whatever.
You know. But before they go to LA,
mm-hmm.
there has to be this awkward scene where Lucy tries to lose her virginity to Justin Long.
Oh yeah, that scene. Oh my gosh, it's so funny because it's like that awkward kind of cringy first time scene that we see sometimes in these kind of movies, and he puts Let's Get It On.
My least favorite song on the planet.
Really? Least favorite?
Let's Get It On.
What about
it's by the Crash Test Dummies.
Uh-huh.
Then Let's Get It On.
What about that song though? That about like the rain? Like
Come Clean is a bop.
No, not
Forever
Come Clean.
a bop.
No,
Unwritten bop.
No, it's the one that you hate.
Song
that I always joke on you for.
Itsy Bitsy Spider?
No. Yeah, Nikki hates
all the rain songs.
No, it's like I can see clearly now. The rain is
that one? Yeah,
that's that up there.
That's
still?
up there too.
But where does it? Is it like the most hated?
It's in the top 10.
Okay,
for sure.
Wow.
But yes, they play Let's Get It On. But I just feel like it's such a mismatch, which is very cute because we don't see that a lot in movies nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Where like a shrimpy guy like Justin Long would be potentially with Britney Spears.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still Britney Spears, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought the scene was pretty funny though. Like he's all nervous and she's just like, this is not how I pictured it. And he's like, this is how I pictured it.
He was. And then he's like, I have a whole list of why we should do this.
Yeah. It's like, she's kind of like rethinking, like, do you really need a list? I don't know.
Which we skipped over my favorite part of the movie.
Oh, no.
By the way. When we're introduced to Lucy,
mm-hmm.
she's in her room, in her underwear, in a cowboy hat, dancing into a spoon to Open Your Heart by Madonna.
I love that scene.
Like jumping on the bed, which I love a good singing in your underwear scene.
Same.
Left It Here, Cameron Diaz and Charlie's Angels.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we all sing in our underwear sometimes, right?
Always.
Yeah. Jump on the bed when no one's looking. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done that.
Every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah. So they go on this road trip,
mm-hmm.
and we meet Anson Mount, Ben, who's going to drive them. And they all think he's a killer because he went to jail.
Yeah, and he got out, though. Like, killers don't go to jail and get out like that.
For 12 months?
Yeah, that didn't make sense. There was something there that I'm like, but maybe just like when you're not thinking about that, I guess.
I
don't know. I love how it's like the rumor, though. Like, the whole school thinks he's a killer or something.
Because he went to jail for 12 months.
For 12 months.
Only 12 months.
Yeah.
But I digress. But they go on this trip and they sing some songs.
Mm-hmm.
So can we talk about the needle drops a little more in this movie? Because I feel like that's half the movie. We're in the car and Britney Spears and Zoe Saldana and Taryn Manning get to sing some songs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
which one's your favorite of all the songs that they do in there?
Well, I love the bye 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 scene, but it's quick, because Ben changes the radio station. But I love when they're all singing. Oh wait, hold on. They're not all singing. Man, I feel like a woman. They should be though, but no, they're singing. Oh, If It Makes You Happy. That's probably my favorite scene.
That's my favorite.
I just love that song so much anyway. And when that song comes on, I feel like I would sing it like that at the top of my lungs. Because all four of them are literally like at the top of their lungs, just really feeling it. And it's like, it's such a good song because the theme of it too, they're kind of like on this little journey. And
yeah,
it's just so perfect. Like I think all the needle drops just fit so well.
I agree. That's one of my favorite scenes when they all sing If It Makes You Happy. Because for the first time, I feel like a lot of their dynamics, the three girls and Ben, it's a little awkward in the beginning. And If It Makes You Happy, that scene is a turning point where I actually noticed them as actors, or if this is the editing, I don't know, something about it, the vibe shifted and I felt like they were like after that actually friends, and like vibing, and like all that awkwardness that was in the beginning of the film just like dissipates.
It is really cool.
I don't know, I really dug that was like my favorite scene.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, like I feel like this movie, like I remember the beginning of it so vividly, but it really does like towards the middle pick up the stride, and it is pretty good for all intents and purposes. This is a pretty good movie.
I think it's good. I like a good like road trip coming of age movie.
It checks all the boxes for me. Also, Zoe Saldana shines. So she's actually my favorite part of this film.
She's really good.
One of her first roles, and I really think she shines.
I agree.
Yeah.
I also like the pace of this movie. Like, it's refreshing compared to some movies that we've seen lately that feel like they're going so fast and just kind of chopped up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I feel like this is like a 2-hour jaunt.
Yeah, you feel like you're really on this journey with them.
Yeah, but it doesn't overstay its welcome. I like it. It gets in, it does what it has to do. It doesn't give you exposition that you don't need.
Yeah, everything has a purpose.
Yeah.
Nothing's filler.
No.
Not even the scenes where they're singing in the car. It's
not to me.
Yeah, not to me.
It's basically just a movie for us. Just like Josie and the Pussycats. That's for the thinking.
Yeah.
Nikki and Brie.
And this one's for like just, you don't have to think too hard when you watch this one at all. You just kind of zone out. You're like, huh. Like maybe a little bit of thinking, but not too much.
Josie and the Pussycats is like a thinking man's teen movie.
Yeah.
And Crossroads is for the dreamers.
For the dreamers. Definitely.
You know what's a dream of mine?
Karaoke contest?
Yes. To realize mid-road trip, man, I don't have any money because I'm a teenager.
Uh-huh.
What am I gonna do?
Gotta sing.
I gotta sing. I gotta sing for my money.
That's one of my favorite scenes in this movie is when they like go to this karaoke contest, which I don't know. Do karaoke contests really work this way where they pass along a tip jar? Like,
it's very Coyote Ugly.
It's very Coyote Ugly, right? That's what I was thinking. And they even dress kind of like a little scandalous to kind of get the crowd going.
Britney Spears' like DIY, like almost Harley Davidson rhinestone inspired crop top that says, does it say freedom?
I didn't
think
really
it says
read
freedom.
it. I love it.
With her crimped hair and blue eyeshadow.
Oh, it's so good. That blue eyeshadow is like.
And Zoe Saldana's wearing that airbrushed like lion t-shirt.
I love that too. I'm like, ooh, aesthetic. There's so many good moments, like outfit wise, in this movie as well. There's so many butterflies. There's like
low-rise jeans.
Low-rise jeans. Her sleeves at the end when she sings I'm not a girl, not yet a woman. Like those crazy long bell sleeves.
Yes.
So good.
Love that. But yeah, Britney Spears sings I Love Rock and Roll. Oh, that's another trope. She doesn't want to be a singer.
Oh, yeah. But she's the one with the talent.
But she's the one with the talent.
Yep. But that's the superior version of that song to me.
What?
Just saying. I know that's a big statement, but
yeah,
I stand by it.
I Love Rock and Roll is one of those songs that I don't think about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do think about the Britney Spears cover. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I feel like that's the only cover I know. I think I've heard that one first, so it's just in my brain. Like, it's just like, I don't know. Just, what's the word? Like
imprinted in your brain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not going anywhere.
I do like her cover.
Yeah.
I feel, what did I talk to you about yesterday where I was like, oh yeah, I love rock and roll. Oh, okay. There's two scenes in this film, the I Love Rock and Roll scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the ending, Britney Spears when she sings I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman.
Yeah.
Prefer that song. Prefer her in the performance for I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman.
Oh, okay. Over I Love Rock and Roll.
Yes. That's my hot take.
I don't know. I don't know. I still like I Love Rock and Roll, but they're both good performances. Like, they're just different vibes, you know?
Oh, yeah.
There's no stripper pole. That would be a little...
I think I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman should have had a stripper pole.
Yeah. Then I would have maybe personally given it a higher rating.
I think they're both great. I feel like
the lyric,
always need.
The song itself is definitely, like, I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman is a better song, I think. Like, it means a lot more than I Love Rock and Roll.
Yeah, I think Joan Jett was like, oh, not as good as Britney Spears. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Oh,
I
do. Just wait for the hate comments to roll in.
I do love Anson Mount's Ben, like his expressions when she's singing, and he's like, not that bad, but his expressions are so vivid. It's just that's like what I love in movies now after seeing this and then Josie is I love the lead's boyfriend. Mm-hmm. That the actor is like wilding out with their facial expressions. They're like, this is my moment to shine. I got to do something with my face.
Yeah.
To be like, what?
He does. He emotes.
I love it.
There's like another scene where I was like, oh, he had some interesting expressions. Maybe it was like towards the end where he was like being sad and he was just like, you know,
he works it
because he thinks she's leaving at the end. I don't know, not to just skip, but
I feel like that's okay because we can like skip. I do love if we're skipping along. Mm-hmm. There's a scene where they're having like a sleepover after they get the money because obviously they win singing I Love Rock and Roll.
Yes.
Because it's iconic.
Duh. Yeah.
And it's Bree's favorite song because Bree was there and she was just like,
I was
all
in the crowd.
Money. They have like the sleepover and they're all giggling and laughing.
Oh yeah, and they're like sharing things. They're like, oh, what? Actually, it's kind of weird because they're like, what's the best part of your life? What's the worst part of your life? It's like,
do you remember Chatitude?
Yes,
it's very Chatitude.
Wasn't that like our favorite game for a period of time?
It was. It's like, I think all those early 2000s like preteen games were really training us to be narcissists. It was like only like, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of your life so far?
Yeah.
What's your favorite song?
Like, we need to play Chatitude again and see what it's all about. Let's bring it back.
Oh my god, late to the party, like have like an after party.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Play Chatitude.
Oh man, I wish we had Chatitude right now.
There's like, what's your favorite Britney Spears song? And you'd have to guess.
Yeah.
And then if you about me, and then if you got it wrong, I got to be mad at you for the rest of the night.
Yeah, I feel like that probably happened a couple times, but I feel like we should have known those answers. Maybe we should bring it back.
What's my favorite Britney Spears song, Brie? I just said it.
Overprotected.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it right. Good. Now I don't have to storm away from this podcast.
We can keep rolling.
We can keep rolling. Oh my gosh. That also reminds me of, in this movie, Lucy shows Anson Mount her poem she wrote.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not a poem.
I know, it's literally the lyrics to a song. She's like,
I'm not a girl, not yet a woman.
Not a girl, not yet. You should just, yeah, it sounds like, and we all know it's a song, but then he adds music to it, and she's like, all right. I love how cool she is with just turning this poem into a song, you know?
Yeah. The poem is like just song lyrics, so it's so funny. I love it, though.
Yeah. But people make poems into songs. Have you seen, like, I don't know, people, like, rapping Dr. Seuss?
I mean, yes, but I feel like, because what is her...
What are the lyrics?
Yeah. Ben.
Yeah.
Can you judge if I tell you a poem? Tell me if this is a poem or not.
Okay. Poem or song lyric?
No, tell me if this is a poem.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you want to hear my poem?
Yeah.
I used to think I had the answers to everything. But now I know that life doesn't always go my way. It feels like I'm caught in the middle. That's when I realized I'm not a girl, not yet a woman. All I need is time, a moment that is mine. While I'm in between, I'm not a girl. Thank you.
I mean, yeah. You know when you go see some poetry and it doesn't necessarily rhyme?
Yeah.
There was enough in that where there even was some rhyming, and nobody talks like that.
Yeah, no one talks like that.
So it's not just written word, but
prose? Is that what people say when they say, is that what they mean when they say prose? I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not sure. I haven't taken a language arts class in quite some time, but...
Since David Guetta was on the charts.
Yeah. But that... I would say that that's at least written with the purpose of being artful. And I guess that might inherently be poetry.
Okay, but I don't think that's like the structure of how you write a poem is what I'm trying to say.
It's not like stanza one. It's not like... I remember there being very strict rules. Like when I learned how to write poetry, you know.
Or like even free form. I feel like it's more of a something, like a song, maybe. Maybe that's what Anson Mount was trying to get at.
Yeah,
he was like, girl,
you're writing songs.
I know you're valedictorian, but you're from Louisiana. You might be a little dumb.
Did you say Louisiana?
Louisiana. Louisiana.
It sounds like you said Louisiana.
Lazy Anna.
Like,
it's my drag name, Louisiana.
Ooh, I like it.
But, okay, so you like my poem?
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah.
Okay. You think it's a better song? You think it's a hit?
Yeah, I think it makes a better song. I mean, that song's a bop. My sister loved this movie, and I've heard that song I don't know how many times.
I remember I asked you to watch this movie with me, and you were like, no.
Yeah.
Because you've already seen it.
One, I've seen it, and two, it's just like, as much as I want to spend time with Nikki, it was like...
At what cost?
Yeah, at what cost?
Oh, man.
I know, you wanted to spend time
Ben
with me.
in the movie, you're like, too much girl energy.
I don't know if it's that.
I gotta go drive my car.
It's just, if I remember, Crossroads is like, it has that, like, without a paddle vibe. where it's like friends getting together for remembering something that they promised they would do when they were kids, and they're like, we have to follow through on this.
Yeah.
I know it's not exactly that, but it has that vibe, but without all the fun that's without a paddle. And I remember the I Love Rock and Roll scene, and I was kind of like, okay, what am I going to get out of this?
Yeah, that's
Memories.
Memories.
Lucy's poem.
Yeah. Apparently.
Or when Lucy goes to see her mom, her deadbeat mom, played by Kim Cattrall.
There is some drama in this. So she sees her mom.
Which Kim Cattrall does a really great job as her
usual.
mom.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want her.
Yeah. Very Samantha Jones.
It is. She was like, "Oh, why are you here?"
Yeah, she literally is like, what do you want? And she's like, well, you're my mom. And she's like, and what about it?
And I left you.
She's like, yes, and I left you. Oh, it's kind of a bummer, but I don't know. You gotta find things out for yourself, I guess. I don't know. I feel like this movie's somewhat realistic.
I do appreciate that. Like, sometimes that's what you get in life.
Yeah. Though I feel like some things are a little more like real. Like, what are the odds? Like, I don't know. Like, Kit, her fiance happens to be the same guy that it's technically Mimi's baby daddy.
Rapist.
Yeah, he's
bleep that out.
Yeah, is that
Schmapist?
Yeah, schmapist. Can we not say that word? Will we get flagged?
We might. Can we say rapist?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
You're not threatening anybody.
No.
Not like when I said Cameron Diaz is a sexual assaulter in the Sweetest Thing episode and I got a shadow banned.
Yeah, that was a little different.
Well, that was on TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok's a little wild.
TikTok is. But it's just kind of messed up. Like, I guess the, I don't know, like the universe playing sick jokes is like one of those things where it's like the scene where she goes with Kit to like confront this guy, Dylan, I guess is his name. She's like, I want to see it, but I want you to be there. And then she's there, and then it all comes together. She's like, oh my God, that's the same guy with the blue bottle. And, it all comes together. But then, like, Mimi, like, turns to run away and falls down the stairs.
Okay, I remember
loses the
correctly.
baby. The keychain of the world drops. Like, that's the way they filmed it. Like, the dramatic dropping of the world. Like,
this is a part that I didn't see because my DVD crapped out on me. But I do remember correctly. She falls down the stairs and loses the baby, right?
Yep. I love the dramatic edit, though, of the world just tumbling down the stairs in slow-mo. It was very symbolic.
What is that supposed to say, though? So, like, if you get knocked up in high school, even though it was kind of against her will, but if you get knocked up in high school, you cannot have your dreams. But if you're smart and sweet, like Britney Spears, you can have someone else's dream, and they could be your backup singer.
Actually, maybe it is. But I mean, Mimi does go for it, but maybe her dream. Yeah, I don't know.
What do Mimi and Kit get?
Well, I mean, okay, Lucy definitely comes out on top because Mimi starts out like the whole trip. She started the trip, you know, and she banded her friends together. She was bugging them about digging up the box again. They were both, begrudgingly, they ended up going, even though we thought they wouldn't. But it's only because she bugged them, I think.
Yep.
And then same thing with the trip. Bugged them about,
she wanted to be a singer, go to this audition.
They're like, oh, fine, I guess they'll go. You probably shouldn't just be traveling alone, whatever, which is nice, But yeah, when they go to the karaoke thing, she gets the stage fright. So yeah, what is she? You're right. And she loses her baby.
Kit loses her fiance, so her dream about being a bride.
That's what you gain.
So
they gain friendship.
So Lucy, because she's Britney Spears and sweet and smart and doesn't have sex until she does
gets to a hotel.
Yeah, she gets to a hotel with Anson Mount. So because they're not Britney Spears, they don't get to live their dreams, but they get to be her backup singers.
This is really sad. This is kind of messed up. That's not fair.
Not get a woman.
Dang.
Wah, wah, wah.
Okay, I mean, there were certain parts of this movie where I was like, wow, Lucy really came out on top, you know? Like, you're right. Wow.
And that's life, baby.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Hey, at least she's giving her friends cool jobs.
Yeah.
Not like you can work my merch table.
But does she end up being a singer?
Well, she doesn't.
I mean, she leaves, right? And goes home? Or what happens? Do we even know?
No. Okay, so
Does she become a singer?
well, we don't even know if she won the competition. She just gets to sing and people clap.
And
right?
then it's like credits roll.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, she sings I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman. Right? Is that?
Yeah.
And that's it? Because
she gets the guy. Her dad comes and they make up because she
Mhm.
leaves her dad. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were all going to go home, and then... Yeah, I remember in my notes, I was like, wait, I thought Mimi was going to audition, because it's just like, I guess it was just implied that she's like, well, guess I'm not going to be a singer now.
Yeah.
That really sucks.
But it's just an honor for them to be able to sing backup for I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman. Am I right?
Uh-huh.
Because that's a bop.
It
and
is.
if I could sing backup for a bop, my
So-
life would be good.
But do they just give up on dreams in general? Because they do eventually come back, and then they bury the box again, but instead of the dreams, they bury the past. So they put whatever...
The past to bed.
Yeah, so like whatever the like Kit's engagement ring. What else do they put? I don't know. Maybe Britney or Lucy puts the locket. I kind of forgot what they put in there, but they're like, we gotta live in the now, which is kind of inspirational.
Yeah.
The world's your oyster.
I like it. I like it. Live your dreams.
Yeah,
Not everyone can be Britney Spears. It's a little humbling.
it is.
It's like, oh yeah, Britney Spears couldn't find her mom.
Yeah,
But also, Zoe Saldana and Taryn Manning aren't Britney Spears. So they can't be on stage.
mm-hmm.
The world is about putting you in your place. Like, live your dreams, but don't get crazy.
But don't get crazy. Yeah.
But, like, be in the now.
Mm-hmm.
Put the past to bed.
Yeah, and take chances.
Take chances. Go on a road trip
Mhm.
with a dude that you think is a killer.
Yeah.
And while he's sleeping, grab his keys and play Shania Twain.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're out of money, show your midriff and sing a Joan Jett song.
Yep, works every time.
That's what you do. Ooh, and you always have to shampoo with herbal essences.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Britney Spears was the spokesperson, and there's product placement in this movie.
I love it.
Which I love herbal essences. Like that smell.
Mm-hmm. I think the other day when we were in the Walmart, you were talking about that. We like went past the herbal essences and we were like, I just gotta get away.
Just huff the herbal essence.
Yeah.
Feel something again.
It does. It makes you feel something.
Yeah. Well, I love how in Crossroads, how they bury the past.
Yeah.
And we, with this podcast, are trying to bring
it back up
the past. We're trying to bury that,
every time.
or like unearth the wish box.
Yep. I feel like that's every episode we unearth the wish box.
Yes.
Sometimes it's not what we hoped for. Sometimes it's much more than what we hoped. Sometimes we're Britney and sometimes we're like
Mimi.
Yeah.
Exactly like Mimi.
Exactly. Oh.
Sometimes our dreams get shattered.
Yeah.
Sometimes this is what dreams are made of. You know?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Well, any final thoughts?
Oh, yes. Final thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
This movie's great. It's great for what it is. It should be on streaming. It should be at least on Paramount Plus, because this is a Paramount feature.
Right. Yeah. Get on that, Paramount.
Yeah. Free Britney. Also, the costume designer, Wendy Schechter.
Mm-hmm.
So that Southern University t-shirt that Britney Spears has in the movie and on the movie poster.
Mm-hmm.
So like Southern University is a predominantly African-American university in Louisiana, and it's near Kentwood, Louisiana, which is where Britney's from.
Oh, that's cool.
And the costume designer just found it in a thrift store and was like, oh, she's a college-oriented girl.
Mm-hmm.
Not even really, like, knowing it's, like, you know, like a black college.
Yeah.
But it's, like, a really small school, and the school enjoyed publicity, and the chancellor, Edward Jackson, said he was tickled pink by the use.
Aww.
And the fact that we're African-American makes little difference. And then the school's bookstore saw, like, an uptick in their sales for their shirts.
I mean, yeah.
And what if people went to school there at Southern University because they saw Britney wear it? I would.
That's really cool. Yeah. True.
I just think that's a little... Britney Spears really was giving.
Mm-hmm. She gave us so much.
It's not fair.
No. I hope she's okay. Like, I know, like, recently, like, there's, like, some fans that called the police because she went, I guess she was off of Instagram or something.
Yeah, she deleted her
maybe
Instagram.
She wants privacy. I don't know. I just hope she's okay out there. Like, I hope, you know, she has some freedom like she deserves and some peace, you know, because she deserves peace.
I agree. I think, like, I know it's like the elephant in the room, so we have to talk about Britney Spears now in a lot of ways because of it all, you know?
Yeah.
But I do like being in our little wish box of 2002.
Mm-hmm.
Because Britney Spears, during this era, during this time, was so successful, so young.
Yes.
Like, the fact that, and I know I've said it once before this episode, but just the fact that she had an idea, wanted to make a movie, all pop stars make their acting debut some way or another. Like, she did it, and she had a lot of females in the crew.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's supporting Black universities.
Yeah.
She's doing the Lord's work is what I'm trying to say. And I love being in this time capsule. I love being stuck in 2002.
Same. It makes me so happy.
Just having this exist, it's very nice.
It is. I feel like this movie, too, is just like a really good comfort movie.
Yeah, you just want like a little bit of drama, a little bit of real world situations.
Yeah.
Lots of singing in your underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything?
I don't know. I love like that it has like a friendship pact, and I feel like it's saying if you make a pact, it sticks.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're proof.
We are.
Anyway, I don't know. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
It's true. I don't know.
It is. I feel like that's... The proof is in the pudding.
Exactly.
Yeah. But thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah, rate, review, subscribe.
Yeah, follow us at the Late to the Party Pod. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.